By the way, this is the 13th century. He wrote his own scientific treatise on falconry. He appears twice in the book. He had himself painted, and he puts himself twice in his own book. He wrote it in Latin, just for the record. But the guy that he cites the most, the biggest source, is an Arabic thinker. Frederick II is so intent on being this guy that's between the two civilizations, between this Arab civilization and this Christian civilization, that not only does he continue the policies of tolerance towards Arabs that his predecessors had, he actually will take on the Pope in Rome himself. And he got excommunicated, I think it was 3 times. He ends up as the Holy Roman Emperor, so he owned basically everything from southern Denmark to Sicily. Just this huge swath of land right through the middle of Europe. Now owned in a loose sense because the Holy Roman Empire, which he's the leader of, was really more of a confederacy, but he's also the king of Sicily. In other words, through most of history, when the East and the West clashed together, the people at the center knew that both sides were just part of the same civilization, especially when they were in the Mediterranean. When the Greek philosopher and historian Hecataeus made his first atlas, he said there are 3 continents: Europe, Asia, and Libya. Asia was today what the Middle East is, including India, by the way. He included India in that. Libya is just Africa. That was the Greek name for Africa. And then Europe was approximately what Europe is today. He didn't see those as 3 dividing lines that separated the 3. He himself was from Asia, according to the way he defined it. He was actually born in the Persian Empire. He was ethnically Greek, but born in the Persian Empire. He didn't see that as a contradiction. There was nothing weird about that. That was just how things were. He saw Europe, Asia, and Libya as regions within a whole. Today, we see Africa, Europe, and Asia as 3 separate, distinct places with, there might as well be a 1,000-foot tall wall dividing them. And there are European countries that now wish there was, as people are pouring in. Well, of course, the people are pouring in because of the wars the United States and Europe has waged in the Middle East, destabilizing the whole area. And now the Europeans are like, whoa, 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 what are you coming here for? And they're like, well, because you blew up my house. Yeah, it'd be great if you stayed over there. The Mediterranean was always a highway. It was never a divider. It didn't separate. But what happened was we started to get into the mindset that there was this separation, and Europe really pushed, Christian Europe really pushed for the separation. And of course, no single event did this more than the Crusades. Because at the moment that the Crusades happened, Christian Europe made it clear to the rest of the West that there was no way to reconcile, that the division was too great, that Christian Europe was willing to do anything and everything it could to take Jerusalem back, including just absolute cruel depravities in the Crusades, right? They would slaughter whole populations. They went on these rape fests. At one point, they captured Salahadin's sister, and they raped her to death for no other reason than just to antagonize him. Of course, they'll pay because he kicks their ass afterwards. But, right, that recalcitrant division is the division that we're facing today. So first of all, if you've ever meditated or done yoga, right, you know that there's been an infusion of Indian culture or Buddhist culture into the United States. That the boundary between the two is already fuzzy at that point.